Hi there. This is a set of videos that I put together just for you. I look forward to reading your comments and receiving your suggestions on how to make these videos more enjoyable or ideas for specific content that you might have. Thanks for watching. Today, Porsches include a 944, Boxsters, a Cayman, and a few 911s, plus a 365 GT4-ish Ferrari. Hi there. Porsches sold on Bring a Trailer include a Macadamia over Cocoa 2008 Boxster with 58,000 miles, presented by a great seller that sold for $22,500. As one comment suggested, this color combo is nuts. And uncommon, to be sure. This was a fair sale price. A Guards Red 1984 944 with 15,000 miles sold for $25,555. Not my favorite generation 944, still this low-mile car is exceptionally clean and original. This was a fair sale price. A Midnight Blue 2007 Cayman S with 54,000 miles sold for $31,500. This was not a sale price too far out of line, absent information on the car. However, it's been in an accident, it's had the engine replaced, and it's been tracked some. This was well sold. A Polo Red 1967 912 soft window Targa sold for $68,000. Restored at a cost that likely would have surpassed $50,000, this was a fair sale. These are not a favorite of mine. The roof is too clunky and the silver Targa bar the worst. An Ocean Blue 34,000 mile 1997 911S coupe with 34,000 miles sold for $159,000. Previously listed at $179,000 on this dealer's lot, this is a very nice Betty and it sold just beyond fair. Well sold. A Night Blue 2022 911 Targa 4S with 11,000 miles, presented by a great seller, sold for $200,000. Sticker here was $176,000. This was well sold. A Speed Yellow 16,000 mile 1997 911 Turbo sold for $307,000. A hot price on a hot car, yellow on the outside, is a winner these days. This was well sold. I'll show more and talk about this yellow beast in today's short video. For Ferrari, a red over white 4.8 liter powered 1974 365 GT4 2+2 convertible conversion with 33,000 miles sold for $71,000. Originally Verde Medio Nijinsky, there are many other modifications here too. Top, body, interior. This was a strong sale price. On Cars and Bids, an India Red 1986 Porsche 944 Turbo with 162,000 miles sold for $15,000. Not a perfect car, this was still a fair sale price. 3 cars on Bring a Trailer were bid with their reserves not met today, August 1st. A Seal Gray 2001 Porsche 911 C4 Coupe with 98,000 miles was bid to $22,300. An Atlas Gray 31,000 mile 2009 911 Turbo Coupe was bid to $93,000. That is an attractive car. Not the best photography. A light ivory 3.6 liter powered 1972 911T coupe presented by a great seller was bid to $155,000. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, Porsches include a Boxster, a Cayman, and 4 911s, including 2 turbos. Hi there. Porsche sold on Bring a Trailer include a triple black 2007 Boxster with 109,000 miles that sold for $16,894. This looks to be a solid car at a bargain price. A white 2018 Cayman S with 18,000 miles sold for $55,500. A very clean car. This was well sold. A cobalt blue modified 2002 911 Turbo Coupe with 51,000 miles sold for $67,000. Fitted with OEM GT2 body pieces, this has had a ton of money spent on it to create this build. It's a bit much for me, but interesting. This was a fair sale. I'll show more and talk about this blue boy in today's short video. A Polar Silver original owner 1996 911 Coupe with 50,000 miles sold for $98,500. This appears to be a decent car, but no engine start or driving video was provided, and that spooked bidders. This was potentially well purchased. A marble gray over blue 1986 911 Targa with 96,000 miles sold for $105,000. A very nice car. This was a fair sale price. A midnight blue 12,000 mile 2007 911 Turbo Coupe sold for $125,000. A very nice Betty. This sold at about the right price given the extremely low mileage. A Guards Red, 21 years owned 1987 911 Turbo M505 slant nose with 43,000 miles sold for $176,000. Lightly improved with an Ondial intercooler and larger turbo, this was probably on the bargain side of a fair price. On P-Car Market, a Carrera White 6,000 mile 2008 Porsche Boxster S Design Edition 2 sold for $41,000. One of 500, these design editions sometimes draw big bucks, like this. I'm not normally a stripe guy, but the stripes on this are interesting. This was well sold. 3 cars on Bring a Trailer were bid with their reserves not met today, August 2nd. A Carrera White 37,000 mile 2007 Porsche Cayman S was bid to $28,000. A Grand Prix White over Very Red 1985 911 Cabriolet with 61,000 miles was bid to $55,000. Another red interior car, this a 1959 356A Coupe, was bid to $84,357. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, Porsches include 9 911s, a 912, a 928, and a Boxster. Hi there. Porsches sold on Bring a Trailer include a Lapis Blue over Brown 41,000 mile 2001 Boxster S that sold for $20,750. Sold here in 2019 for $13,300. Nice. This was a fair sale today. An Arctic Silver 2000 911 Coupe with 100,000 miles sold for $24,000. Equipped with a partial aero kit and blue interior, this was a fair sale price. A nice buy. A silver, modified 1971 911T Targa sold for $32,200. In no way a perfect car, this was probably a fair sale. A forest green over brown 2004 911 C4S Cabriolet with 89,000 miles sold for $35,500. This color combo has many fans, and this sold only at a fair price. A black 2012 Cayman R with 68,000 miles sold for $51,750. Sold here twice before in 2019 and 2021 for $45,000 and $57,000. This was sold today on the high side of fair. A repainted red over tan 1996 911 Cabriolet with 54,000 miles sold for $73,000. Bid and unsold at $57,000 last August. This was a fair sale price on a 993. A Polo Red 1966 912 Coupe sold for $79,500. A fat sale price on a 912, this was well sold. A black 2,800 mile 2014 911S coupe sold for $83,000. Stickered above $110,000, this was still well sold. A Guards Red 16,000 mile 1988 928 S4 sold for $92,000. A beautiful car, this sold at about the right price. A fair sale. Another Guards Red car, this a 2,300 mile 1986 944 Turbo sold for $100,000. A quality low-mile car, this was well sold. A repainted Riviera Blue Rest of World 1996 911 Turbo with 84,000 miles located in Canada sold for $160,000. Originally Polar Silver, this is a good-looking car for a repaint and a bargain price for the car, despite the color change. A triple black 37,000 mile 1994 911 Speedster sold for $165,000. One of 427 built for the US, this was a fair sale price. I'll show more and talk about this 964 in today's short video. On Cars and Bids, a black 1982 911 SC Targa with 127,000 miles sold for $45,000. A lot of car for the money. This was well purchased. On P-Car Market, a silver 1977 911S coupe with 124,000 miles sold for $40,000. Another car representing value, this was a fair sale price. 3 cars on Bring a Trailer were bid with their reserves not met today, August 3rd. An Alpine White 1988 944 with 86,000 miles was bid to $11,000. A Ruby Red 1984 911 Coupe with 131,000 miles presented by a great seller was bid to $57,000. An Arctic Silver 2,800 mile 2005 911 Turbo S Coupe was bid to $150,000. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, Porsches include 8 911s, a pair of 356s, a 914, a 928, a Boxster, and 3 Ferraris. Hi there. Porsche sold on Bring a Trailer include a triple black, original owner 2007 911 Cabriolet with 41,000 miles that sold for $42,660. This was a clean car, sold at a fair price. A silver 1975 911S Targa with 55,000 miles sold for $49,750. Not a perfect car, but likely a perfect driver, this was a fair sale price on an attractive car. Another attractive car, a Malaga Red V8 powered 1976 914 sold for $50,120. No top-off photos. Fitted with a GM 5-liter, this car sold here 2 years ago for $60,500. This sale price is probably fair, but the car's balance will be a bit more rearward with a 300-pound heavier engine producing close to 200 horsepower. A Ruby Red 1984 911 Coupe with 131,000 miles presented by a great seller sold for $63,900. Sold in June for $71,500 to a non-paying bidder, this sale price is closer to fair. A Signal Red 1964 356C Coupe sold for $66,000. A better than fair car, this sold at a fair price. A Guards Red over Black 1979 911 SC Cabriolet conversion sold for $68,911. Originally a Targa, this conversion took it to full convertible and added turbo flares and Recaro seats. This was a fair sale. An Agate Gray over Gray 18,000 mile 2014 Boxster S sold for $70,500. An attractive color, this was well sold. A Baltic Blue 1990 928 GT with 67,000 miles, presented by a great seller, sold for $74,000. This car seems mostly above average except for the cracked dash pod and mangy carpet covering the rest. This was a fair sale. A chopped and modified 1960 356B sold for $76,000. A lowrider 356. Interesting. This was well sold. A Polar Silver 1994 911 C4 wide body with 64,000 miles sold for $215,033. Most Porsches in silver are not my thing, but this one really pops. This is typically a $225,000 to $250,000 car. This was a bit of a bargain. For Ferrari, a red and black Euro 1982 Mondial 8 with 48,000 miles sold for $23,550. A car rough around the edges and inside, this was well purchased with a single bid. A Grigio Titanio 19,000 mile 2,550 Maranello sold for $191,000. A decent low-mile car, this was well sold. On Cars and Bids, I missed a car yesterday. A Gaio Modena 2004 Ferrari 360 Modena with 24,000 miles sold for $102,360. A car involved in a very small accident, less than $1,000 Canadian, and recently serviced. This was a bargain sale price. On P-Car Market, a Polar Silver 2004 911 Turbo Cabriolet with 75,000 miles sold for $45,500. $50,000 is my designated limit on bargain 996 turbos, and this was that, and it also included a hardtop. Double bargain. A Tangerine 1968 912 Coupe 2-liter flat 6 by Rod Emery sold for $110,000. A very cool car. This 912 really moves, and it was well purchased. A black 1997 911 Turbo Rest of World X50 X79 with 98,000 kilometers located in Canada sold for $230,250. Wow. An interesting car with options to make it essentially a Turbo S. This takes the right owner. This was a fair sale. A Ruby Stone 1992 911 Carrera RS with 43,000 kilometers located in Canada sold for $340,000. Look at those seats. Yummy. Just in time for Barbie. This color garners attention in spades. This was well sold. I'll show more and talk about this 964 in today's short video. 5 cars on Bring a Trailer were bid with their reserves not met today, August 4th. A Harama Beige 2005 Porsche Cayenne with 109,000 kilometers located in Canada was bid to $26,000. A Seal Gray over Red 5,000 mile 2002 911 C4 Cabriolet Gembala GTR 500 was bid to $90,000. A Meteor Gray 23,000 mile 2011 911 Turbo Coupe was bid to $153,000. A Rosso Corsa 569 kilometer Euro 1993 Ferrari 348 TB was bid to $128,000. A Rosso Corsa Canadian delivered 1986 Ferrari Testarossa with 28,000 kilometers was bid to $133,000. No mice belts. Nice. That's all for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, a broad range of Porsches, 356, 914s, 944s, 928, Boxsters, 911s, plus a Testarossa and a Mondial T. Hi there. Porsche sold on Bring a Trailer include a triple black 2003 Boxster S with 85,000 miles that sold for $17,750. A decent car, this pushed the upper edge of fair. An Arctic Silver over black 47,000 mile 2001 Boxster sold for $19,500. Much like the previous Boxster, this was a clean car that approached retail price. A Dunkelblau 1985 928S with 133,000 kilometers located in Canada sold for $24,250. This is a nice car and it sold at a nice price. Well purchased. A Phoenix Red over black 1974 914 2.0 with 53,000 miles sold for $40,000. A well-documented car in good condition, this was well sold. A chocolate brown, 35 years owned 1977 911S coupe sold for $40,911. A car with limited shared history and low seller interaction, this was still a fair sale price. A red LS6 powered 1987 944 wide-body track car sold for $41,000. A full-on race car, this was likely a fraction of the build-out spend, and yet it was little more than a fair sale price. A blue 2.7-liter powered 1972 914 located in Canada sold for $44,914. Sixes in teens are desirable. This example was well sold. A Glacier Blue Euro 1991 944 Turbo Cabriolet with 128,000 kilometers sold for $46,000. A high sale price for a car with an uncommon and, to me, very attractive interior. Interestingly, the seller has two other cars with the same interior. Very cool. A speed yellow over black 2008 911 C4 Cabriolet with 52,000 miles sold for $47,251. Yellow is very popular these days, and this car brought a little extra. This was well sold. A cobalt blue over linen 1991 911 Cabriolet with 45,000 miles sold for $81,000. Attractive and equipped with an engine that was rebuilt in 2019, this seems a fair sale price. An orange 43 years owned 1959 356A 1600 coupe project car sold for $96,500. There is value here for the brave. Today, though, it was well sold. A Guards Red 48,000 mile 1996 911 C4 coupe sold for $98,500. A great Guards Red and a clean car, this was a fair sale price. For Ferrari, a Rosso Corsa 1991 Testarossa with 14,000 miles sold for $128,000. A clean, low-mile car, this was a fair sale price. A Rosso Corsa over black 388-kilometer 1992 Mondial T Cabriolet sold for $140,000. An interesting juxtaposition here, Mondial outpacing a Testarossa in an auction. This collector's item, for someone, was very well sold. 4 cars on Bring a Trailer were bid with their reserves not met August 5th and 6th. A silver 35,000 mile 1989 Porsche 911 Coupe 25th Anniversary Edition was bid to $97,000. A GT Silver 23,000 mile 2007 911 Turbo Coupe was bid to $112,000. A black with orange X Patrick Dempsey 2007 911 GT3 RS was bid to $165,000. A blue Swatters Euro 1996 F355 Berlinetta with 31,000 miles was bid to $146,355. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, half a dozen 911s, a pair of 356 Porsches, plus a 360 Modena Ferrari. Hi there. Porsche sold and Bring a Trailer include a black 2006 911 C4 Coupe with 73,000 miles that sold for $44,000. A clean car at just a bit past fair. This was well sold. An ivory 1962 356B Coupe sold for $58,500. A decent driver 356, this was a fair sale price. Another ivory 356, this one over red, a 1961 356B 1600S Roadster sold for $147,000. Take the previous car, kick it up a notch in quality, and slice off the top. Voila! This car. This was well sold. A black 1992 911 Carrera RS with 46,000 kilometers presented by a great seller sold for $283,000. Look at those seats. A couple of days ago we had the Ruby Stone Barbie RS. This is just a touch more tame in appearance. Still a fair sale price. For Ferrari, a blue bolt seat 19,000 mile 1999 360 Modena 6-speed conversion sold for $87,500. Sold last month for $95,000 to a non-paying bidder. I think this is a fabulous color and also a fabulous bargain. I'll show more and talk about this car in today's short video. On Cars and Bids, a polar silver over blue modified 2003 Porsche Boxster 3.6 liter with 62,000 miles sold for $18,027. In addition to the 997 sourced engine and Cayman sourced transmission, other upgrades are in place. Assuming quality workmanship, this was a bargain. On PCAR Market, a Grand Prix white over gray beige 1982 911 SC Targa with 88,000 miles sold for $35,000. This was a bargain price for what seems to be an above-average 3.2. A Guards Red 1977 911 S Turbo slant nose conversion sold for $67,000. Bid to $66,500 and unsold on Bring a Trailer last month. This car sports a 77 chassis with a Euro 3.3-liter 79 turbo engine and a steel slant kit installed sometime prior to 2008. This may have been well purchased, certainly by a non-purist. A midnight blue Euro 1991 911 Coupe with 110,000 kilometers sold for $67,911. Short on history, save a few remarks from the seller, this attractive 964 appears to have been well purchased. A white Euro 1976 911 Turbo Coupe with 95,000 kilometers sold for $122,000. A nice car overall, this interior is not on my favorites list. This was a fair sale. 3 cars on Bring a Trailer were bid with their reserves not met today, August 7th. A Guards Red 1987 Porsche 911 Coupe with 19,000 miles was bid to $102,000. A Casablanca Beige 1979 930 Turbo Coupe with 46,000 miles was bid to $104,930. A white 1996 911 Super Cup 3.8 race car was bid to $195,000. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, Porsches include 13 911s, a 924, 3 Boxsters, and a Cayman, plus a Ferrari 400i and a 328. Hi there. Porsche sold on Bring a Trailer include a copper 1978 924 with perhaps 50,000 miles that sold for $7,200. This is a nice color, and these cars can be fun drives if expectations are appropriate. This is a great driver Porsche at a fair price, and there is value here. I'll show more and talk about this little 924 in today's short video. A rainforest green over gray, 38,000 mile, 2000 Boxster sold for $16,000. The interior is not my favorite, but it is several notches up the scale from one of the yellows. This was well purchased. Speaking of yellow interiors, a midnight blue over sand beige, 47,000 mile, 2007 Boxster sold for $23,000. A decent exterior and a fair sale price. Just yellow. A black 2000 911 C4 coupe with 60,000 miles sold for $30,301. Some extensive discussion about the engine overhaul, full versus top half, left many here with additional questions rather than answers. This seems like a decent car, and this was a fair sale price. A blue over blue 1986 911 Targa sold for $36,250. No top-off photos. Quite possibly the worst ever reply to a question here. I don't use the AC. It ran when I last tried it several years ago. And then there's a photo with the belt missing from the AC unit. Yep, probably blows a tad warmish. Several other questions and more than a handful of opportunities here, but as is a driver 3.2 with likely little but upside potential, this was a fair sale. Another blue Targa, this perhaps Baltic blue, 1983 911 SC sold for $39,000. Like the previous car, little but upside here, even with some oil leaks and other needs. This was a fair sale. A brown, 43 years owned, 1969 911S Coupe Project sold for $40,000. Purchased in 1980, parked in 1989, and partially disassembled and forgotten. This car has potential, but it's a long, winding road ahead. This was a fair sale. A black, wrapped, modified, rest of world 1978 911 SC Coupe with 104,000 indicated miles sold for $43,500. Devoid of smog equipment and subject to many, many mods, I think this was well sold. A guard's red over beige. Just beige. Euro 1985 911 Cabriolet with 74,000 miles sold for $46,750. Bid to $28,000 here in December of 2018 and fitted with a nasty beige dash cap. To many, this is a desirable color combo. This was likely well purchased. A meteor gray, lightly modified, 46,000 mile 2007 911 C4 Coupe sold for $56,000. Subject to the frothy 997 market, and of this I am a detractor. Not because the cars are unworthy, just pricey. This is a nice car, well sold. A seal gray, 29,000 mile 2001 911 Turbo Coupe located in Canada sold for $75,000. A little on the high side, this is an attractive car. A Venetian Blue ex-Steve Young 1987 911 Coupe with 75,000 miles sold for $85,000. A cool athlete's car, a cool athlete and a cool car. This was perhaps a little higher than typical. Well sold. An Arctic Silver 38,000 mile 1997 911 Turbo, a U.S. car located in Canada, sold for $193,000. Dead trees. Low miles and well presented, this was a well-purchased 993. For Ferrari, a Rosso Corsa over beige 1994 348 Spider with 17,000 miles sold for $70,000. This was a bargain price on a nice Spider. A narrow 14,000 mile 1985 400i sold for $121,000. Yuck. Not a great interior to me. This is a 400 in great condition. This appears to have been a fair sale. On Cars and Bids, a seal gray over gray 2001 Porsche Boxster with 88,000 miles sold for $10,600. Not a perfect car, still a steal at this price. Another '01, a 911 C4 cab with 71,000 miles. This Arctic Silver over gray car sold for $24,500. A fair sale all around. This 996 likely has lots of smiles to deliver. And aside here, look at how much influence over interior color a black steering wheel has. Just saying. On P-Car Market, a black 47,000 mile 2007 Cayman sold for $19,000. A nice price for a 987. This is a great value play. Lots of performance for the dollar, but the interior, oof. A Guards Red over Cashmere Beige 48,000 mile 1989 911 Turbo Cabriolet sold for $162,500. Yow. Yellow. A very nice car. This was a fair sale price. A Midnight Blue modified 1980 911 SC RSR style backdate 3.6 liter sold for $270,000. Styled very much like a Singer and sold at a fraction of what a Singer would, this appears to be a solid car, lacking some in execution versus the more expensive alternatives, but that's why it's priced as it is. This was likely a fair sale. 5 cars on Bring a Trailer were bid with their reserves not met August 8th and 9th. An Arctic Silver over Blue 2002 Porsche 911 Cabriolet with 54,000 miles was bid to $24,000. A Midnight Blue 42,000 kilometer 2007 Cayman S located in Canada was bid to $25,000. Yikes. A GT Silver modified 2016 Cayman GT4 with 23,000 kilometers located in Canada was bid to $80,000. A light yellow 1976 930 Turbo with 34,000 miles was bid to $88,500. An Arctic Silver 39,000 mile 1997 911S Coupe was bid to $135,000. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, Porsches include a 944, a Boxster, and 7 911s, plus a Ferrari 328. Hi there. Porsche sold on Bring a Trailer include a Guards Red 1983 944 with 68,000 miles that sold for $14,750. A very early 944, this is a fair car that sold for a full price. Well sold. A Speed Yellow over Black 34,000 mile 2004 Boxster S sold for $19,500. A clean, low-mile car, this was a bargain. A Guards Red over Savannah Beige 1999 911 Cabriolet with 67,000 miles sold for $26,250. Yellow with dead trees. Yuck. This was a fair sale price to someone. An Atlas Gray over Black 2004 911 C4S Cabriolet with 68,000 miles sold for $33,996. Sold at the lower end of the fair range for a C4S cab, the color alone makes this nearly a bargain. A Guards Red over Black 1995 911 Cabriolet with 76,000 miles sold for $51,750. Acquired here nearly 3 years ago for $37,000. Nice. This was a fair price today. And as I keep saying, a great way to get into a 993. A Macadamia over Brown 2008 911 Turbo Cabriolet with 91,000 miles sold for $80,000. A listing with mostly rotten, overexposed photography, it's surprising that this reached $80,000. This was on the inexpensive side of fair. A Bahama Yellow, non-running 1967 911S Coupe track project car sold for $123,000. This car has competed in numerous racing events over the years. Very cool. And over-rev apparently bent valves on the engine, so it requires at least a top-end rebuild. This was a fair sale price. An oak green 3.6-liter powered 1975 911S Coupe sold for $146,000. Similar to a car I profiled yesterday, this was an even greater bargain, and I'll show more and talk about it in today's short video. For Ferrari, a Rosso Corsa over beige, 24 years owned, 1986 328 GTS with 18,000 miles, sold for $108,000. A really nice car, in need of a major service, yet still a bargain. Well purchased. On P-Car Market, a light blue 2008 Porsche 911 Turbo Coupe with 117,000 miles sold for $91,250. A paint-to-sample color with cocoa interior, this was a fair sale price. Two cars on Bring a Trailer were bid with their reserves not met today, August 10th. An ocean blue over blue 36,000 mile 1998 Porsche Boxster was bid to $12,750. A blue over gray beige 1988 911 Cabriolet with 123,000 miles was bid to $40,250. On Cars and Bids, a basalt black over gray 68,000 mile 2003 911 was bid to $23,250. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, lots of Porsche race cars and a pair of Ferraris. Hi there. Porsche sold on Bring a Trailer include an Alpine White 1987 944S with 106,000 miles that sold for $10,550. A car with a red sunroof panel and a story. While being towed backward, the electric tilt mechanism had failed, and when a bump in the road was encountered, the panel lifted slightly and took flight. This 944 seems to have been a fair sale. A Guards Red 1992 968 Coupe with 61,000 miles sold for $43,000. Sold here 2 years ago for $34,250, this was well sold today. An Arizona State Flag painted 2-liter flat 6 powered 1971 914 race car sold for $56,914. This is the first of several race cars presented by a great seller as part of a Porsche 75th Anniversary collection, and, as always, there are links below to this and other cars being offered. 9 cars, $2.8 million in reserves not met, and $2.7 million in confirmed sales. This 914 was well sold. A bitter chocolate over a multi-hued tan 1975 911S Targa sold for $66,888. Sold here in 2019 for $27,250 and subsequently restored, this was well sold. A triple black 18,000 mile 2012 Boxster Spider sold for $75,000. This is a high price relative to the original sticker. I would argue that even at this price there is inherent value. This was a fair sale. A silver over silk gray 1989 911 Cabriolet 25th Anniversary Edition with 30,000 miles, presented by a great seller, sold for $130,000. One of 160 silver AEs, this was very well sold. A silver with martini livery RSR style 1972 911T 2.7 liter sold for $135,000. Bid to $127,500 in April of this year. Today this was at least a fair sale, perhaps a slight bargain. A Grand Prix White with Almaris Brothers livery 1979 911 SC race car sold for $165,000. Another car that I consider a bargain, this was well purchased. A yellow 1995 911 GT2 race car sold for $800,000. Said to be the first 993 GT2 prepared by Porsche's racing department, this car competed in numerous races including Daytona and Sebring, piloted by names like Haywood, Mylander, and Rohr. It was well sold today. A white and blue Le Mans class winning 1976 934 race car sold for $1,550,000. It's difficult to price a race winner like this. I'll call it well sold. For Ferrari, a Verde Zeltweg 1999 550 Maranello with 30,000 miles sold for $165,000. An interesting color combo, this was a fair sale price. On Cars and Bids, an Arena Red 1999 Porsche 911 with 90,000 miles sold for $25,250. This 996 is a little rough around the edges, and the sale price, fair. An Arctic Silver over Black 2006 911 cab with 96,000 miles sold for $31,500. Numerous cosmetic mods and a few mechanical ones here. Still, a 997 at this price is nice to see. This was a fair sale. On PCAR Market, an Olympic Blue 1987 911 RSR style backdate 3.8 liter sold for $230,000. A nice build and a fast car, this was likely a fair sale price today. A Rosso Corsa over Black Euro 14,000 kilometer 1989 Ferrari 328 GTS located in Switzerland sold for $120,000. A nice car in a nice location. This was a fair sale price and a perfect reason to plan a driving tour around Europe. This was a fair sale. 5 cars on Bring a Trailer were bid with their reserves not met today, August 11th. A Bally Blue 1965 356C Coupe was bid to $68,000. A Signal Yellow 2008 911 GT3 RSR was bid to $325,000. A blue and green 2010 911 GT3 RSR was bid to $500,997. Another blue and green RSR, this a 2012, was bid to $525,000. A red 1983 Fab Car Built 935-84 race car was bid to $1,450,000. On Cars and Bids, an Arctic Silver over Brown 2006 Cayman S with 21,000 miles was bid to $28,750. An extensively modified Polar Silver 1997 911 Turbo with 17,000 miles was bid to $145,000. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, Porsches include a pair of Boxsters, a pair of Cayman, 6 911s, and a pair of Italians, a Testarossa, and a Dino 246 GTS. Hi there. Porsche sold on Bring a Trailer include a Guards Red over Black 2000 Boxster S with 61,000 miles that sold for $19,000. This 986 is a tad rough, and even at this price, it was well sold. Another Guards Red Boxster, this a 1997 with gray interior and 5,000 miles, sold for $22,500. Bid to $26,500 last November. I like this car, and I think it was a bargain today. An Arctic Silver 2000 911 Coupe with 89,000 miles sold for $27,250. This seems to be an honest car, and the price paid, fair. A black over white 3.2-liter powered 1976 911S Cabriolet conversion sold for $30,911. An imperfect car modified in multiple ways, this car approaches a driver-level quality. This may have been a fair sale. And Ocean Blue over Savannah Beige 1999 911 Coupe with 67,000 miles sold for $33,250. Ocean Blue is nice, and it's sad in this particular setting that a sad sea of sand sits next to it. This car presents well, and it was sold on the high side of fair. More sand. A Carmona Red over Sand Beige 36,000 mile 2007 Cayman presented by a great seller sold for $34,987. Sand. This was well sold. Another 2007 Cayman, this an Arctic Silver 5,000 mile 2007 Cayman sold for $37,750. Sold here 3 years ago for $29,801. This was well sold. A slate gray 2008 911 Turbo Coupe with 57,000 miles sold for $79,000. A quality 997 Turbo at $100,000 is the deal. This was a steal, well purchased. An ice green Magnus Walker's 1977 930 Turbo sold for $210,000. A semi-famous car from a famous Porsche file. This nearly all-original car was well sold. A Carrera White modified 29,000 mile 2008 911 GT2 3.8 liter sold for $254,997. A 997 with a long list of mods, one of 194 imported to the US. This was well sold. I'll show more and talk about this car in today's short video. For Ferrari, a Rosso Corsa 1987 Testarossa with 29,000 miles sold for $133,000. A decent car, this was a fair sale. A repainted red 1973 Dino 246 GTS with 13,000 miles sold for $599,000. Originally blue Dino, this Dino, sold by Wayne Carini's F40 Motorsports, was well sold. 5 cars on Bring a Trailer were bid with their reserves not met August 12th and 13th. A seal gray over black 2001 Porsche Boxster S with 85,000 miles was bid to $10,850. A yellow over black and yellow 3-liter powered 1973 914 was bid to $47,000. A Polo Red 1966 912 Coupe was bid to $54,000. A repainted racing yellow 35 years owned 1972 911T Coupe 2.7 liter was bid to $85,000. A repainted white original owner 1973 911S Targa 2.7 liter was bid to $85,000. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, Porsches include 8 911s, a pair of 356s, and a Ferrari Testarossa. Hi there. Porsches sold on Bring a Trailer include a Lapis Blue 2001 911 C4 Coupe with 99,000 miles that sold for $27,977. Yellow. A Betty. This was a fair sale price. A Zenith Blue over black 33,000 mile 2000 911 Cabriolet sold for $30,000. Included with this sale was the hardtop, and this was a very fair sale, nearing a bargain. An Orient Red 2003 911 C4S Coupe with 45,000 miles sold for $45,750. The sale price is about right for an average C4S. This is an above-average car in an uncommon color, and it was well purchased. An Ivory 41 years owned 1963 356B 1600S Coupe sold for $55,000. Not a bad driver 356, this was a fair sale. A black 1982 911 SC Coupe with 76,000 miles sold for $60,911. Fitted with an Elephant Racing suspension kit, this seems like a fair sale. A Signal Orange 1970 914-6 sold for $90,000. Acquired here in 2019 for $72,000, this is a fat price for a fine car. An ivory over black 34 years owned 1963 356B Cabriolet sold for $130,500. A better than average car, this seems like it was a fair sale. An orange RSR style 1979 911 3.8 liter sold for $200,000. This is a great looking car, and it sold at a fair price. A Bally Blue 1965 911 Coupe sold for $265,000. A nice car with impressive sale prep and presentation, this was well sold. A Speed Yellow 10,000 mile 1997 911 Turbo sold for $294,000. Within a margin of error to a similar car that sold last week for just over $300,000, this was a fair sale price. For Ferrari, a Blue Serra 13,000 mile 1989 Testarossa sold for $193,000. We had a Rosso Corsa yesterday. This one, to me, puts that car and color to shame. This was well sold to a blue lover. On Cars and Bids, a Guards Red over Black 1990 Porsche 911 C4 Cabriolet with 146,000 miles sold for $40,750. A good-looking 964 cab, this was a fair sale price given the car's overall condition. 6 cars on Bring a Trailer were bid with their reserves not met today, August 14th. A Canary Yellow 1969 Porsche 911T Coupe was bid to $156,000. A Mocha Brown 1979 930 Turbo with 6,800 miles was bid to $170,000. A Champagne Yellow over Black 1965 356 SC Cabriolet was bid to $223,000. A Guards Red 2023 911 GT3 Touring with 115,000 miles was bid to $260,000. A Viola 2022 911 GT3 Touring with 857 miles was bid to $277,000. A Signal Red 1966 Porsche 906 was bid to $2 million. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, Porsches include a 914, 944, a pair of Cayman, and 7 911s. Hi there. Porsches sold on Bring a Trailer include a green over black 1973 914 2.0 that sold for $25,000. A decent car, this was a fair sale price. A Guards Red 1986 944 Turbo with 67,000 miles presented by a great seller sold for $26,500. Sold here 2 years ago for $29,999, this was a fair sale price on a very nice car. A dark olive 9,000 mile 2008 Cayman S sold for $31,500. A poorly photographed 987, this was a fair sale price on a low mile car. A repainted 40 years owned 1974 911 Coupe track car sold for $50,000. This seems to be a lot of car for the money. Not perfect, but a nice car for the track. A dark blue 2012 911 C4S Coupe with 131,000 miles sold for $62,000. An in-demand 997.2, this is lots of dollars for the mileage and the interior. A silver, modified Rest of World 1979 911 SC with 136,000 miles sold for $66,000. Several nice and expensive upgrades have been made to this car. It was at least a fair sale today. A seal gray 44,000 mile 2003 911 Turbo Coupe sold for $68,000. Overall a nice car, this was a fair sale. A Grand Prix white over black 29,000 mile 1990 911 C4 cab sold for $73,000. Acquired here 4 years ago for $39,911. Very nice. Even with the appreciation, this was well purchased. A Meteor 1986 911 Coupe with 54,000 miles presented by a great seller sold for $79,000. A beautiful car at a fair price. This was well purchased. I'll show more and talk about this 911 in today's short video. An Ocean Blue 1998 911S Coupe with 37,000 kilometers sold for $185,000. A U.S. car sent to Europe where it acquired a kilometer-based speedometer and odometer, and then returned to the U.S. This was a fair sale price. On Cars and Bids, a Seal Gray over Gray modified 1998 Boxster with 82,000 miles sold for $18,805. I'm not a fan of the mods. This was a fair sale. A Lapis Blue 2006 Cayman S with 93,000 miles sold for $27,500. Not a bad car, less the interior, of course. This was a bit of a high price. Well sold. 4 cars on Bring a Trailer were bid with their reserves not met today, August 15th. A silver over gray 1987 911 Targa with 45,000 miles was bid to $75,911. An ivory 1959 356A 1600 Super Coupe was bid to $110,000. A Grand Prix white 24 years owned 1987 911 Turbo M505 slant nose with 90,000 miles was bid to $130,977. A night blue 2022 911S Coupe with 6,000 miles presented by a great seller was bid to $149,305. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, Porsches include a 356, a 928, a pair each of Boxsters and Cayman, and 7 911s. Hi there. Porsches sold on Bring a Trailer include a triple black 42,000 mile 2001 Boxster that sold for $13,750. Acquired here 3 years ago for $13,500. That's the way to have fun. This 986 was a bargain. Another triple black Boxster, this a 2008 with 56,000 miles, sold for $22,000. Acquired here last year for $25,000, this 987 was a fair sale and a better car in that the top mechanism was replaced. Another 2008 987, this a double black 22,000 mile Cayman S sold for $31,000. A pretty good looking low mile car, this was still in the fair sale zone. A gray and rust, I don't know, kind of sounds like me, 47 years owned 1964 356C Coupe project car sold for $32,000. This seems well sold given its condition, but there is a somewhat interesting backstory by the seller. A GT Silver 2005 911 Coupe with 66,000 miles sold for $37,000. A nice price on a nice car. This is a bargain relative to recent sale prices for similar 997s, but this is about where they should fall, and they're well worth that. A Guards Red over Sand Beige 30,000 mile 2009 911 Cabriolet sold for $48,750. A clean, attractive car with a beach inside. This was a fair sale. A black over Carrera red 11,000 mile 2012 911S Cabriolet sold for $75,000. An attractive car outside and a pulsing bloodbath inside. The steering wheel is especially offensive. This was well sold. A guard's red over beige 1995 911 coupe with 65,000 miles located in Canada sold for $82,000. Beige. This was a fair sale price. A white 2021 911 C4S coupe with 12,000 miles sold for $138,000. Stickered at $152,000, this was well sold. Too much. On Cars and Bids, an Arctic Silver 2007 Cayman with 49,000 miles sold for $30,000. Several 987s have recently brought strong dollars, and this is another one. Well sold. On P-Car Market, a black 1978 928 with 79,000 miles sold for $9,250. Accompanied by parts worth thousands, this was well purchased. A speed yellow 27,000 mile 2007 911 Turbo Coupe sold for $102,500. This is a nice car, and it's sold at a bargain price. A beautiful Meteor 1985 Rest of World 9,000 mile 911 Coupe sold for $110,000. I really like this car. It was well sold today. A black over cashmere beige and black 20,000 mile 1993 911 America Roadster sold for $120,000. Sold here in 2019 for $80,000. Nice. Even with a 50% gain in 4 years, this sale was just beyond the fair zone. I'll show more and talk about this 964 in today's short video. 2 cars on Bring a Trailer were bid with their reserves not met August 16th. A repainted Guards Red 36 years owned modified 1971 Porsche 911E Coupe was bid to $59,000. A Rosso Corsa 10,000 mile 1995 Ferrari F355 Berlinetta was bid to $155,000. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, Porsches include a 944, 8 911s, and a Ferrari Mondial. Hi there. Porsches sold on Bring a Trailer include a midnight blue over sand beige 2010 911 Cabriolet with 54,000 miles that sold for $45,500. Yikes. A fair price for a 997.2. This sand needs a splash of blue or black to make it more palatable. An iris blue over black 1987 911 Cabriolet with 66,000 miles sold for $60,000. I had an 86 Rest of World Iris Blue over Blue Sport Seats Coupe, and I loved it. The color alone supports this sale price. This particular example is not pristine, but a good car, ready for more miles. A Guards Red 6,000 mile 1987 944 sold for $65,944. Obviously an extremely low mileage car, this was very, very well sold. A black 3-liter powered 1975 911S coupe with 62,000 miles sold for $77,500. A better than average car at a merely average price, this was a fair sale. Another black 75 911S, this a 61,000 mile car presented by a great seller, sold for $93,000. An all original one owner car, this was a fair sale price on a great car. I'll show more about these 911Ss in today's short video. A speed yellow 18,000 mile 2004 911 GT3 sold for $145,000. An impressive car at just under what I would consider to be fair versus a bargain. This was a slight bargain. For Ferrari, a Rosso Corsa 1985 Mondiale Quattrovale Cabriolet project with 17,000 miles sold for $25,500. Requiring many fixes and service work, this was likely a fair sale price. On Cars and Bids, a Meridian 2002 Porsche 911 Coupe with 84,000 miles sold for $24,000. A lot of car for the money. This was a fair sale. On P-Car Market, an Arctic Silver 2000 911 Coupe with 59,000 miles sold for $28,500. This was a fair car, sold at a fair price. Another Arctic Silver 911, this a 34,000-mile 2007 Turbo Coupe, sold for $104,000. Within a few thousand of being strictly classified a bargain, this was a bargain. Two cars on Bring a Trailer were bid with their reserves not met today, August 17th. A triple black 1995 Porsche 911 Cabriolet with 67,000 miles was bid to $55,000. A black U.S. market 1989 911 Carrera Club Sport, one of 28, located in Germany, was bid to $131,000. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, Porsches include a 914, a Boxster, a Cayman, and a pair of 911s. Ferraris include a 328 and a 550. Hi there. Porsches sold on Bring a Trailer include an Arctic Silver over Gray 49,000-mile 2003 911 Cabriolet that sold for $26,500. A better than fair car, this sold at a fair price, despite being saddled with a sad sea of sorrow. For Ferrari, a Rosso Corsa over Beige 28 years owned 1988 328 GTS with 17,000 miles sold for $94,000. A well-maintained example, this was a fair sale. A blue Pozzi 29,000-mile 2001 550 Maranello sold for $245,000. A nice-looking 550. This has some needs to be addressed, but it's still a fabulous car. On Cars and Bids, a smoky blue wrapped black over black 2014 Porsche Boxster with 48,000 miles sold for $37,250. A car with a potentially questionable finish underneath, this seems well sold. A white 2021 Cayman GTS 4.0 with 3,000 miles sold for $91,000. Stickered at $97,000, this was well sold. On P-Car Market, a black over tan 1976 Porsche 914 2.0 with 101,000 miles sold for $26,500. An interesting build, this appears to have been a fair sale. A GT Silver 8,000-mile 2004 911 Coupe 40th Anniversary Edition sold for $62,000. An impressive 996, this was well sold today. Two cars on Bring a Trailer were bid with their reserves not met August 18th. A repainted silver 52 years owned 1970 Porsche 911T Targa was bid to $49,911. A Rosso Rubino 1961 Ferrari 250 GTE 2+2 Series 1 was bid to $202,222. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, Porsches include 7 911s, a Boxster, a 968, a 914, 3 Ferraris, 308, 360, Testarossa. Hi there. Porsche sold on Bring a Trailer include a triple black 2001 Boxster S with 92,000 miles that sold for $11,000. A car that was originally a Tiptronic and was converted to a 5-speed manual. This was a fair sale. A Grand Prix White, 27 years owned, 1995 968 coupe with 158,000 miles, sold for $15,750. This is a fair car with some deferred maintenance and cosmetic items to address, but I think it was on the outside edge of a fair sale price. A scarlet red over black 1976 914 2.0 presented by a great seller, sold for $22,000. This is a very cool car and it's sold at a fair price. An Orient Red 2001 911 coupe with 80,000 miles, sold for $23,750. A nice car, well maintained. This was well purchased. A red over black and gray 1971 911T Targa, sold for $57,500. What seems to be an original car, this was at least a fair sale, close to a bargain. A Guards red over tan 1986 911 Targa, located in Canada, sold for $65,000. This appears to have been a bargain price for this 911. A silver, modified, Rest of World 1978 930 Turbo, sold for $90,600. Many mods were made to this 930, and if you're game for them, they appear substantial. Not for purists, a potentially improved 930. This was a fair sale. A Carrera White 48,000 mile 2009 911 Turbo Coupe, sold for $96,459. A very nice car at a price that makes it a bargain, well purchased. A Meteor Gray 47,000 mile 2007 911 Turbo Coupe, sold for $98,501. Dead trees. Excise the wood, and this is a gorgeous car. Like the previous one, a bargain. I'll compare these turbos in today's short video. A Gulf Blue RSR style 1978 911 SC Coupe twin plug 2.8 liter, sold for $107,000. A very fine car at a bargain price. This was well purchased. An Arctic Silver 12,000 mile 2002 911 GT2, presented by a great seller, sold for $202,000. A clean, low-mile car, this was a fair sale price. For Ferrari, a Rosso Corsa Euro 1984 308 GTS Quattro Vivali with 20,000 miles, sold for $63,308. A low price for a car that is not the most pristine example, this was well purchased. A Grigio Titanio over gray 36,000 mile Euro 2001 360 Spider 6-speed conversion, sold for $90,500. A few factors governing price on this example. Spider, less coveted than coupes. Mileage, a bit high. Euro market, not one produced for North America. Transmission change, which I of course like. These add up to, or do not add to, the acquisition price of this extraordinary car. This was a fair and attractive price. A Rosso Corsa, 21 years owned, 1987 Testarossa with 60,000 miles, sold for $100,100. Mouse belts. A higher mileage redhead requiring service, this was a fair sale price. 4 cars on Bring a Trailer were bid with their reserves not met August 19th and 20th. A black 23,000 mile 1999 911 coupe was bid to $32,500. A repainted Tangerine 1966 912 coupe was bid to $42,500. A repainted yellow 2.4-liter powered 1969 911T coupe was bid to $65,000. A narrow 13,000-mile 1998 Ferrari 550 Maranello was bid to $145,000. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, Porsches include a pair of 356s, a pair of Boxsters, and 10 911s. Hi there. Porsche sold to bring a trailer include an Arena Red over Gray 29,000 mile 2000 Boxster that sold for $15,000. A nice color, even with the gray, this was well purchased. A Seal Gray over Gray 2001 Boxster S with 57,000 miles sold for $17,000. I like Seal Gray, but the gray interior doesn't wear the Seal shell as well as the Arena shell. This was a fair sale. I'll compare these Boxsters in today's short video. A triple black, or perhaps quadruple black, 1999 911 Cabriolet with 69,000 miles sold for $24,000. Sold with a matching hardtop, this 996 seems to have been a bargain. A Seal Gray 2002 911 Coupe with 96,000 miles sold for $27,500. Sold to a non-paying buyer last month for $27,996. This was another fair sale. A Guards Red 1984 911 Targa with 118,000 miles sold for $61,000. A nice car with recent maintenance by a well-regarded shop, this was a very fair sale price, approaching a bargain. A beige 1983 911 SC Coupe with 70,000 miles sold for $61,513. The beige in this instance isn't an insult. The interior color, though, does this car no favors. This was a fair sale. An Ivory 1963 356B 1600 Super Cabriolet sold for $116,000. I grow weary over ever-present ivories on 356s. However, this one is more interesting. This seems well purchased. Refreshment. A repainted Adria Blue 1964 356C Coupe sold for $121,356. Lots to like here, and a car that sold at a not unreasonable price. This was a fair sale. A Polar Silver 1996 911 Turbo with 39,000 miles, presented by a great seller, sold for $242,000. 993 turbos have recently been roughly $225,000 to $250,000 animals, absent the quality seller support this one has. Bolstered by the seller, hindered by a few mods and non-original pieces, this was a fair sale. On Cars and Bids, an Arctic Silver over Black 2001 911 Cabriolet with 22,000 miles sold for $34,000. A low-mile 996 that included a hardtop, this clean, beautiful car was just beyond fair. Well sold. A black over beige 1991 911 C4 Cabriolet with 109,000 miles sold for $41,964. A great entry point into the 964 world, this was a fair sale. On PCAR Market, a blue 2002 911 Coupe with 182,000 miles sold for $27,500. This 996 has been the subject of at least 2 social media endeavors, links below. Lots of mods, lots of miles, and a custom blue add up to a car well sold. A black 50,000 mile 1988 911 Coupe sold for $75,000. A better than average car, this sold for about the right price. A pastel blue 1970 911E Carmen Coupe sold for $109,000. A well-maintained car refinished in its factory color, this was likely a fair sale price for this example. 4 cars on Bring a Trailer were bid with their reserves not met today, August 21st. A light ivory 1975 Porsche 914 was bid to $16,250. A tangerine 49 years own 1969 911E Coupe was bid to $51,000. A silver 1979 930 Turbo with 9,000 miles was bid to $177,500. A black 1989 Ferrari Mondial T Coupe with 40,000 miles was bid to $43,400. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, Porsches include 8 911s, a 914, a 944, and a pair of Boxsters, and 4 Ferraris, an F355, a 360, a 512, and a 365 GT4 Daytona. Hi there. Porsche sold on Bring a Trailer include a Glacier White over Savannah Beige 42,000 mile 1997 Boxster that sold for $18,500. A nice car overall and a fair sale as long as one views the beige not as quicksand. A Palladio 1999 911 C4 Coupe with 120,000 miles sold for $21,750. Complete with fancy dead trees, this was a fair sale. An Alpine White 1987 944 Turbo with 56,000 miles sold for $22,500. Unsold when bid to $22,750 last year, this represents a lot of car for the money and was on the bargain side of fair. An orange over black 2008 Boxster S limited edition with 111,000 miles sold for $28,750. Number 182 of 250 produced, this was a fair sale price. A triple black 28,000 mile 2003 911 C4 Cabriolet sold for $35,750. Pushing past fair, this was well sold. A Delphi green over black 1973 914 2.0 sold for $36,223. A decent car, but expensive. This was well sold. A Basalt Black over Black 2005 911S Cabriolet with 75,000 miles sold for $37,750. Basalt Black is Porsche speak for metallic black, and the color really does make a difference. This was a fair sale price, a relative bargain compared to many 997 auctions. A black over black 1988 911 Targa with 176,000 kilometers located in Canada sold for $67,500. Not a bad car. This seems to have been a fair sale. A Guards Red 1989 911 C4 Coupe with 90,000 miles sold for $90,000. A bit of a frowny, but with 2 owners and what appears to be above average maintenance, except with the front air dam, this was a bargain. A Casablanca Rest of World 1979 930 Turbo sold for $130,930. Brought into the U.S. and federalized 40 years ago, this appears to have been a fair sale price on a mostly original car. For Ferrari, a black over tan 1997 F355 Spider with 31,000 miles sold for $88,000. A very nice, well-documented car, this sold at a bargain price. A Grigio over natural leather 2003 360 Spider with 35,000 miles sold for $127,000. Not a perfect car, but very nice, and it sold at a price below fair. Well purchased. A silver over black 1981 512 BB with 20,000 kilometers presented by a great seller sold for $245,000. Bid to $281,000 in May. Today this was a fair sale price, and there's long-term value here. A Rosso Rubino 1970 365 GTB4 Daytona Berlinetta with 82,000 kilometers sold for $650,000. These are, quite simply, some of the most beautiful cars ever produced. This sold at about mid-pack of recent exchanges. But again, long term, this is likely to hold greater value. On Cars and Bids, a speed yellow over black 2004 Porsche 911 Turbo Cabriolet with 57,000 miles sold for $54,750. 50 is what I would consider a bargain for a 996 Turbo Coupe. As a cab, this would typically sell for less, but yellow, this was a fair sale. On P-Car Market, a black over red 34,000 mile 2006 911 C4S Cabriolet sold for $47,000. Yikes. I'm not a fan of the interior bloodletting that seemingly took place here. This 997 sold at the upper end of the fair range for a C4S cab. 3 cars on Bring a Trailer were bid with their reserves not met August 22nd. A Guards Red 1989 Porsche 944 S2 Coupe with 47,000 miles was bid to $25,700. An Ocean Blue Rest of World 1998 911 C4S X51 with 149,000 kilometers located in Belgium was bid to $138,993. A black 1998 911S Coupe with 34,000 kilometers located in Canada was bid to $165,000. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, Porsches include 3 987s, 4 911s, and a Ferrari F355. Hi there. Porsches sold on Bring a Trailer include a triple black 24,000 mile 2007 Boxster that sold for $22,500. A 987 in this condition and at this price is a bargain. Another 987, this not a bargain. A speed yellow over black 18,000 mile 2006 Boxster S sold for $32,250. Yellow strikes again. Well sold. Yet another 987. This a 31,000 mile 2008 Cayman S Sport sold for $35,000. A big price. This was well sold. A Minerva Blue modified 1977 911S Coupe 3.4 liter sold for $71,000. A nice exterior color and a peppy car, this was likely a fair sale price, capable of maintaining its value. A Guards Red 36,000 mile 2003 911 Turbo Coupe X50 sold for $75,996. Red. Inside, a messy morass of muddy malt. This was well sold. A silver 2.7-liter powered 1970 911T Coupe with 140,000 miles located in Canada sold for $91,000. Sold here 3 times, most recently by a great seller in April when it was sold for $100,000. This was again well sold today. For Ferrari, a Rosso Corsa 11,000 mile 1996 F355 Berlinetta sold for $245,000. A heavy sale price. This was very well sold. On P-Car Market, a Guards Red over black 35,000 mile 1983 Porsche 911 SC Cabriolet sold for $44,000. This car has some areas of opportunity, but the sale price is a bargain. 3 cars on Bring a Trailer were bid with their reserves not met today, August 23rd. A Rothmans liveried 959 style 1994 Porsche 911 C4 Rally Car Tribute was bid to $125,000. A repainted Montego Schwartz Euro Special Wishes 1981 911 Turbo Slant Nose Coupe was bid to $181,000. A repainted red over beige 1973 Dino 246 GTS was bid to $450,000. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, Porsches include 9 911s, a 924 and a 944, a Boxster and a Cayman, plus 2 Ferraris, a 308 and an F355. Hi there. Porsche sold on Bring a Trailer include a Meridian 2001 911 C4 Coupe with 62,000 miles that sold for $33,500. A decent, well-equipped 996, this was at the upper end of the fare zone. Another car at the upper end of fare, this a speed yellow, 2004 911 C4S Coupe with 52,000 miles, sold for $53,000. Acquired last April for $61,000, this drop in price is appropriate. A Polar Silver over Black 1995 911 Cabriolet with 52,000 miles, a popular number, sold for $63,500. A fair sale price, these are an excellent means of getting into a 993. A Basalt Black over Carrera Red one-owner 2008 911 Turbo Cabriolet with 61,000 miles presented by a good seller sold for $68,000. 997 Turbo Coupes are $100,000 cars. Cabs like this, in the same way as the previous 993 cab price was a bargain relative to 993 coupe prices, are underappreciated. Speaking of 993 coupes, a Grand Prix White 1995 911 coupe with 68,000 miles sold for $87,500. The silver 993 we saw earlier had similar mileage and sold for $25,000 less. This was a fair sale. For Ferrari, a Nuovo Gallo Fly 1977 308 GTB with 39,000 miles sold for $95,000. A nice car, a nice color, and this still managed to fall in the fair sale price ballpark. Gallo Fly ballpark. On Cars and Bids, a Rosso Barchetta 1995 Ferrari F355 Spider with 62,000 miles, again, sold for $112,000. A higher sale price than I expected, perhaps pumped up a bit by Doug's review of the car. This was a fair sale price. On P-Car Market, a Dolomite Gray, not Primer Gray, 1978 Porsche 924 with 115,000 miles sold for $5,500. These are fun, tossable cars that can perform well as momentum drivers. This was well purchased. A Gulf livery-wrapped Alpine White 1988 944 Turbo with 163,000 miles sold for $18,944. A street and or light track use car, this was a fair sale price. An Arctic Silver over Blue 2002 911 C4 Cab 3.8 liter sold for $23,500. Assuming the engine rebuild was competent, this was a fair sale price. A Meteor Gray 2007 911 C4 with 69,000 miles sold for $36,000. Fitted with a new clutch, this seems on the low end of fare, near a bargain. A GT Silver over Blue 10,000 mile 2013 Boxster S sold for $51,500. This may sound odd, but there's great value here. I'll show more and talk about this 981 in today's short video. 3 cars on Bring a Trailer were bid with their reserves not met today, August 24th. A black 23,000 mile 2006 Porsche Cayman S was bid to $30,000. A Guards Red 2023 911T with 167 miles was bid to $122,000. A Gentian Blue 2023 911 GT3 with 910 miles, not 911, 910, was bid to $245,000. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, Porsches include 5 911s and Ferraris 328 and 550. Hi there. Porsche sold on Bring a Trailer include an Arctic Silver 1999 911 Coupe with 115,000 miles that sold for $27,000. An early 911, this car is subject to that particular microeconomy. This was a fair sale. A triple black 2006 911S Cabriolet with 97,000 miles sold for $37,500. A decent car, this 997 sold at a surprisingly fair price. A black, modified 1979 911 SC Coupe with 84,000 miles sold for $73,500. Not a great interior to this guy. This appears to be a well-maintained SC. An anthracite gray, modified 1978 930 Turbo with 48,000 miles, presented by a good seller, sold for $112,000. I really like the look of this car. This was likely a fair sale. I'll show more and talk about this turbo in today's short video. For Ferrari, a Grigio over beige 1988 328 GTS with 13,000 miles sold for $106,000. A nice car and a very nice price. This was well purchased. A Rosso Corsa 1997 550 Maranello with 36,000 miles sold for $120,000. A low price for a 550. This one has several big needs. Probably a fair sale. Two cars on Bring a Trailer were bid with their reserves not met today, August 25th. A midnight blue over Savannah beige 1999 Porsche 911 Cabriolet with 57,000 miles was bid to $27,500. A red 3.8-liter powered 1992 911 Carrera RS with 100,000 kilometers located in Belgium was bid to $201,964. On cars and bids, a Glacier White 1997 Porsche 911 Turbo with 63,000 miles was bid to $155,000. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, Porsches include a 914, a Cayman, a handful of 911s, plus a Ferrari 308. Hi there. Porsches sold on Bring a Trailer include a black 2009 Cayman with 71,000 miles that sold for $28,000. A clean car, this was a fair sale. A silver twin turbocharged 1976 914 sold for $32,914. Every ounce of hot rod, this was at least a fair sale, perhaps a bargain. A light blue, modified, 30 years owned 1980 911 SC Targa sold for $38,500. Converted to a wide body early in its life, this seems to have been well purchased. A Grand Prix White 1983 911 SC Coupe project car with 254,000 miles sold for $40,000. Many items need to be addressed here, including replacing the clutch and repairing the AC system, as well as corrosion, an oil leak, worn upholstery. That's enough. This was well sold. A seal gray over gray 27,000 mile 2004 911 C4S Cabriolet sold for $40,000. A lot of great car for the money. This was well purchased. A Dolomite Gray, one owner, 1980 911 SC Coupe with 88,000 miles sold for $79,500. A nice car with a great history, this was a fair sale. A Basalt Black 28,000 mile 2002 911 Turbo Coupe X50 sold for $80,500. A big price for a 996 Turbo, even one with the X50 power kit. This was well sold. For Ferrari, a white over red 1978 308 GTS with 35,000 miles sold for $65,000. This was likely a fair sale. A quick side note, the winning bidder has taken down more than 100 cars on Bring a Trailer. This was number 108. Impressive. Two cars on Bring a Trailer were bid with their reserves not met August 26th and 27th. An Alpine White 1986 Porsche 944 Turbo with 107,000 miles was bid to $22,000. A repainted Burgundy 1966 912 was bid to $43,000. Now a look at upcoming auctions. A white 1968 Porsche 908K race car has a current bid of $325,000. A speed yellow 1400-mile 1997 911 C4S has a current bid of $210,000. An ocean blue 1997 911 Turbo with 7,000 miles has a current bid of $316,000. A Guards Red 1987 959 Comfort with 32,000 kilometers presented by a great seller has a current bid of $1,400,959. A Grand Prix White 1992 911 Carrera RS Club Sport has a current bid of $95,000. An Azzurro California over Crema 18,000-mile 2002 Ferrari 360 Spider has a current bid of $115,500. A Blue Swatters over Bordeaux Euro 1997 550 Maranello has a current bid of $180,000. A Rosso Corsa and Nero 1984 512 BBI with 21,000 miles presented by a great seller has a current bid of $250,000. A Black over Black and Red 1971 Dino 246 GT has a current bid of $250,000. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, Porsches include a pair of 356s, a 914, a 968, a pair of Boxsters, and 5 911s. Hi there. Porsches sold on Bring a Trailer include a Grand Prix White over Blue 20 years owned 1994 968 Cabriolet with 60,000 miles sold for $22,250. Overall, this was a nice car for a fair price. A Rainforest over Savannah Beige 40,000 mile 2002 Boxster S sold for $26,000. This sale pushed past the fair zone and into well sold. Sad Savannah scene included. A Black over Black 2-liter powered 1973 914 sold for $27,914. Lots of fun in this package, but this sold at a price too dear. This was well sold. A Basalt Black 35,000 mile 2008 911S Coupe sold for $56,500. Expensive. This 997 was expensive. Well sold. A Triple Black 36,000 mile 2004 911 Turbo Cabriolet sold for $65,000. Many black cars today, a few that were well sold, like this. A Guards Red over Sand Beige 24,000 mile 2010 911S Cabriolet sold for $68,500. A color combo widely appreciated, mostly those willing to ignore the sucky, sandy seating surfaces. Well sold. A Dolphin Gray, 36 years owned, 1965 356C Coupe sold for $126,000. An attractive 356, this clean car seems like a fair sale. A Black over Red 1962 356B 1600 Super 90 Cabriolet sold for $137,000. A lovely car, this seems to have been well sold. On Cars and Bids, a Carmen Red over Black 2005 Boxster with 92,000 miles sold for $10,500. This was a great purchase on a less frequently encountered red. An Ocean Blue over Savannah beige 102,000 mile 2000 911 coupe sold for $22,000. A Betty, this was a fair sale price. On P-Car Market, an Arctic Silver over Blue 2003 911 cab with 78,000 miles sold for $23,000. An above-average car in a nice color combo, this was a fair sale. A Pacific Blue 1981 911 SC 3.4-liter twin-plug Safari sold for $67,000. A well-documented car, this was at least a fair sale. Two cars on Bring a Trailer were bid with their reserves not met today, August 28th. A Guards Red over Black, 36 years owned, 1985 911 Targa with 218,000 miles was bid to $35,911. A Guards Red 1983 911 SC Coupe with 48,000 miles was bid to $63,000. On Cars and Bids, a Guards Red 1988 928 S4 with 47,000 miles was bid to $29,250. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, Porsches include 8 911s, a 356, a 914, a 968, a GT4, and a Ferrari 360 Spider. Hi there. Porsche sold on Bring a Trailer include a yellow over light brown, 47 years owned, 1974 914 that sold for $12,750. A happy little car, this was probably close to well sold. An aventurine green, single-family owned, 1994 968 coupe with 97,000 miles sold for $17,268. A decent car, this was a fair sale. A basalt black over black 911S Cabriolet with 66,000 miles sold for $35,750. Sold here last year for $45,000, this car needs some love, but was fair to perhaps a bargain. A black, one family owned 1988 911 coupe project car sold for $43,000. Many maintenance and restoration items here. Many, and this may have pushed past fair. A silver 1963 356B coupe sold for $55,000. A fair car at what may be a more than fair price, this was at least fair. Fair. A black 1989 911 C4 coupe with 90,000 miles sold for $91,500. A very nice car. This was a fair sale, one with value in spades. A turquoise 16,000 mile 1991 911 Turbo sold for $250,000. Low miles and an uncommon color combo pushed this forward. This was well sold. A chalk 2022 911 GT3 Touring with 1,700 miles sold for $267,000. Sticker here was $225,000. This was well sold. A speed yellow 1,400 mile 1997 911 C4S sold for $301,000. A fat sale price on a hot yellow 993, this was well sold. An ocean blue 7,000 mile 1997 911 Turbo sold for $323,000. Sold and represented by the same seller and dealer as the previous car, this too was well sold. For Ferrari, an Azzurro California over Crema 18,000 mile 2002 360 Spider sold for $153,000. A great color, so nice that Porsche borrowed it for a special limited production model, then added it to the exclusive Paint to Sample program. This was well purchased. On Cars and Bids, a 2016 Porsche Cayman GT4 with 10,000 miles sold for $107,500. Sticker on this was about $113,000. This was well sold. On PCAR Market, a black 1987 911 with 150,000 miles sold for $65,000. A classic 911 in all respects, this likely pushed a little past fair. Well sold. 7 cars on Bring a Trailer were bid with their reserves not met today, August 29th. A speed yellow over black 14,000 mile 2004 Porsche Boxster presented by a great seller was bid to $23,000. An Arctic silver over black 27,000 mile 1999 911 Cabriolet was bid to $23,161. A forest green 2000 911 coupe with 74,000 miles was bid to $25,750. A polar silver non-sunroof Euro 1993 928 GTS with unknown miles was bid to $87,928. A white Rest of World 1976 930 Turbo was bid to $115,500. A black 17,000 mile 1998 911S coupe was bid to $182,000. A white 1968 908K race car was bid to $1,400,000. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, it's all 911s on the Porsche side, plus a 360 and a 550 for Ferrari. Hi there. Porsche sold on Bring a Trailer include a triple black Rest of World 1985 911 Cabriolet project car with 118,000 miles that sold for $32,750. Not a perfect car, but a more than adequate driver, this was a fair sale price. And an excellent way to get into a 3.2 Cabriolet, a black 2005 911 coupe with 63,000 miles sold for $37,500. I love 997s. I despise interiors such as this, so I'm torn, but excited for someone to grab a nice 997 at a fair price. A black 2003 911 C4S coupe with 57,000 miles presented by a great seller sold for $47,000. I also love 996 C4Ss. This is a fantastic car at a fair price. Another black C4S, this a 2010 triple black cabriolet with 59,000 miles sold for $53,000. I spoke earlier about my affection for 997s, and that applies to C2s, C2Ss, C4s, C4Ss as well, but I don't have the special fondness for 997 C4Ss as I do 996s. This was well sold. I'll show more and talk about the 996 versus 997 C4S in today's short video. Yet another C4S, this a 997 Cabriolet in Arctic Silver over black with 23,000 miles sold for $55,000. The price isn't great, but the low miles justify it more so than the previous 997. A brown, 21 years owned 1979 930 Turbo coupe with perhaps 94,000 miles sold for $94,000. I'm not really into this turbo. The interior is frumpy. This was well sold. Okay, what is in the water? An Arctic Silver 23 years owned 1998 911 C4S with 58,000 miles sold for $131,000. C4Ss are us. So, now a 993 C4S. The 993s have the curves people love. This sold at a fair price. A Carrera White 38,000 mile 2011 911 GT3 presented by a great seller sold for $175,997. This sold at what I would say is a top of market price for a car with these miles. Well sold. For Ferrari, a Rosso Corsa 2000 Ferrari 360 Modena with 51,000 miles sold for $96,000. This sale represents a lot of car for the money, a fair sale price with Just a few upcoming service items. Nice. A Blue Swatters Euro 1997 550 Maranello with 57,000 kilometers sold for $240,000. The blue brought the dollars. Probably not the red, but who knows. This was well sold. On PCAR Market, a black 1980 Porsche 911 SC Coupe with 271,000 kilometers located in Canada sold for $37,400. Given the mileage, condition, and location, this was perhaps well sold, or on the high side of fair. A black, heavily modified 1986 911 Turbo Gimbala 3.4-liter Custom sold for $139,000. A Japanese tuned car with power approaching 400 horsepower, it's likely that much more was spent assembling this car. This was a fair sale. 2 cars on Bring a Trailer were bid with their reserves not met today, August 30th. A triple black, 31 years old, 1962 Porsche 356B twin grille roadster presented by a great seller was bid to $187,000. A Guards Red 1987 Porsche 959 Comfort with 32,000 kilometers presented by a great seller was bid to $1,650,000. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, 6 911s, a 944, 3 987s, and 4 Ferraris, 308, 328, F355, and Testarossa. Hi there. Porsche sold on Bring a Trailer include an Alpine White over Burgundy 1990 944 S2 Cabriolet with 102,000 miles that sold for $10,000. Not a perfect car, however, well purchased. An Arena Red over Black 1999 911 Cabriolet with 101,000 miles sold for $21,250. Sold with a hardtop, a little rough. This was close to fair. A black 2003 911 Coupe with 67,000 miles sold for $24,250. Acquired here 4 years ago for $22,250. This was a fair sale, despite the interior sea of ghastly, ghostly gray. An Arctic Silver over Black 37,000 mile 2008 Cayman S sold for $28,000. Acquired here last year for $32,000. Today's sale was fair. A black 2003 911 C4S Coupe with 57,000 miles presented by a great seller sold for $47,000. Yesterday, we had a 2003 C4S with 57,000 miles that sold at this exact price. An excellent comparable sale. This was a fair sale. A Platinum over Black 23,000 mile 2011 Boxster Spider sold for $63,500. I think these are capable performers, and this was on the low side of the fair price range. A Midnight Blue over Brown 20,000 mile 2008 911 Turbo Cabriolet sold for $86,500. A nice car, this sold at about the right price, perhaps just a touch low. A Guards Red over Black 1986 911 Targa M491 with 87,000 miles sold for $105,000. Acquired here 2 years ago for $86,000, this was priced about right and likely holds additional value. A repainted, gray, modified 1961 356B sold for $151,000. Modified to look like a 356 GT, this is a clean, attractive car, and as long as one appreciates the mods, this was a fair sale. For Ferrari, a Rosso Corsa over Beige 1988 Mondial 3.2 Cabriolet with 66,000 miles sold for $46,750. Acquired here 2 years ago for $41,250, this was a fair sale. A Grigio Ferro 1977 308 GTB with 43,000 miles sold for $50,000. On the low side of fair, I would consider this a Betty. A Rosso Barchetta over Tan 1998 F355 Spider with 40,000 miles sold for $90,500. A fantastic car for the money. This was a fair sale price. A narrow 19,000 mile 1991 Testarossa sold for $145,000. Sold here last year for $144,999. This was a fair sale. A Rosso Corsa 1987 328 GTB with 24,000 miles sold for $152,000. An attractive GTB that sold a little light. This was well purchased. On Cars and Bids, a Carrera White 2007 Porsche Cayman S with 194,000 miles sold for $15,100. Lots and lots of miles. This price is likely fair. A good buy. On P-Car Market, a repainted red 1961 356B Coupe sold for $72,000. Unsold when bid to $69,000 last month on Bring a Trailer. This was a fair sale today. A light blue 2008 911 Turbo Coupe with 117,000 miles sold for $82,500. Many more miles than the typical 997 Turbo appearing online. This was close to a bargain, and it's a nice color to boot. Two cars on Bring a Trailer were bid with their reserves not met today, August 31st. A Grand Prix White over Black 1980 Porsche 911 SC Targa with 137,000 miles was bid to $37,750. An Arena Red over Cashmere Beige 1997 911 Cabriolet with 73,000 miles was bid to $55,555. On Cars and Bids, an Arctic Silver 1997 911 Cabriolet with 85,000 miles was bid to $50,500. I'll compare these last two unsold cars in today's short video. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well.